For the past couple weeks, I have been playing Horizon Chase Turbo and I have been having a great time. I mean, it's easy to pick up, it's a low stakes game, and it's just one of those games I could just turn my brain off really and race to. There's no story, there's no nothing, but there is a campaign. And in the campaign, there are about 12 different worlds to explore from like Hawaii, India, Japan, California, just to name a few. And in those worlds, there are about 4 courses, each ranging with a trial or some tracks, kind of about like 2 to 3 each. And I've just been running through all of them, and I've been going for gold for all of them. I may not have been collecting all the coins, but I have been just going for gold. It's really addictive, really fun, easy to pick up, and I found myself enjoying this the most just playing this on the Steam Deck. I just love that this game feels so arcadey, and this is the type of game that would have me in an arcade for hours just trying to complete it.
Huh? What? Turn it off!
How long were we in there?
Hours! You were in there for hours!
We're sorry. We didn't know it was daytime. There aren't any windows in the arcade.
Excuses! Excuses!
When you progress through the game, the track layout is kind of the same, but it's the environment that changes, that gets harder to stay focused. The tracks like the Thunderstorm one had me locked in because of the flashing lightning, the quick turns, and the rain. The visuals provided such an eye candy, but I couldn't focus on it all the time because I was racing for my life. The controls are easy to pick up, there isn't a lot of drifting, you have handbrake, acceleration, and a turbo, and you had to make use of the fuel that would be planted throughout the track to keep your gas going, so you had to kind of strategize on how you would use your turbo and how much gas you had left before the race would end. My only gripes with the game would be this kind of rubber bandy effect. It's something used often in racing games to make it feel fair or intense, especially when you're in last or in first place. If you were in last place, it wouldn't take you much longer to get back up to first place without any use of turbos, because the people in first, second, and third would be slowed down to some degree to make it fair, or for giving you a chance to catch up. Whereas in first place, to make it feel intense sometimes, second and third place could be nearby, but oftentimes I was breezing right past them, so it didn't really matter that much. But every time I played through the game initially, I would always get higher than the third place because it seemed like I was just zipping by everybody else. But second and third and fourth place and first place were always intense in getting up in that final lap. Catching up to the cars were never really my problem. However, the tracks and the environments were my problem, and not as in a bad issue way, but more so just challenging because of the quick turns or the environmental change, and just staying locked in during the race to see how quickly you can get back up to first place or maintain that placement. Another issue I had was more so with the music, but I'm not going to go too heavy into that because you can only do so much per environment. This isn't going to be like Mario where you have different songs per environment, per level, per track. That's already a lot. But I did wish that there was at least different songs per world, just kind of reflect and match the energy of just the different worlds that are already being made visually. But again, the music that was already placed works well because it again feels arcadey and it works. Which leads me to why I'm here now. During one of my runs, I was listening to I felt kind of inspired to see what it would be like to make a fast-paced, fast-tempo race music. And oftentimes I would play on mute just to see if I can come up with any ideas, and well, I did. So I've selected 3 of my favorite tracks. Not top 3 favorite, not bottom 3 favorite, just 3 of my favorites, because there's about 20 tracks in here that I really do like. And I wanted to make music to it, score it, if you will. I don't know. This is more so an excuse for me just to shed over my own music. Challenging part about this is similar to the boss rush, is just the duration. And with races, they were a lot quicker than boss rushes. This was about 2.5 minutes each for these tracks, so it's like kind of wrapping up the song. I had to give myself enough room to put a melody, to put build up, and maybe a solo if I could. And during the production of these songs, I actually also made visual changes to the footage as well, because I felt like it made the tracks come to life a bit more and make more sense with the music. So without further ado, here are 3 of my favorite tracks rescored and reimagined. Yo, I was going to explain this, but...
What? It's just an ordinary crabby... Oh my goodness!
So I'm going to simplify it. Now with Pitch Black, it was more of a blank canvas visually, but with it being pitch black, you can do a lot of cool visual effects over it, and this kind of helped justify why the music was very ethereal. With this location, the key features are being like the northern lights and the snow, so I kind of was inspired to do a more positive chord progression and add a little bit of a snowy effect to it, even though it wasn't in the original recording. And that's just kind of my creative process for that. Now in comparison to the others, Beijing Midnight was like more of a cityscape, and I really wanted to do drum and bass. I wanted just to do a drum and bass style with like a really cool laid back chord progression, nothing too complex. And I made this at a random point at like midnight and was very surprised on how it came out. With this idea, I didn't want it to get too repetitive, so I made like the breakdown point where you get those stab chords. And I had a lot of fun with the song that ended up doing a light show with the recording. And I tried to splice it in with the race recording as best as possible without it being too much of a weird effect. And, you know, you get what you get. With these projects, something I really did find challenging was just the the limited tempo, the limited time through the races, which is why eventually in the future I'm actually gonna not redo all these tracks, but extend them, because they're like averaging around 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, when they could be really like 3 to 4 maybe. Especially since some of the solos were just getting started, and something at that fast a tempo, you kind of want to hear more of it. But I had to kind of hold back a little bit and then go back into a melody to wrap it up with a bow at the end of the race. Doing these 3 tracks also made me realize how hard it is to really wrap this stuff up with a bow, because it's like they loop it and they keep it going, and they do this in a lot of fighter games, a lot of racing arcade games where they loop their music, and I didn't even get to a loop point yet. And I didn't want it to be repetitive either. You still want to make use of the 2.5 to 2 minutes of race time that you got, and not make it feel rushed nor make it feel repetitive. If you stuck around this long, thank you for watching, and Happy New Year. I believe if I can get this out in time, it'll be New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, one of the two. Happy New Year, happy holidays. And this wraps up the Horizon Chase Turbo project, and on to the next. God bless.